Congress has taken a big initiative of crowdfunding its campaigns, and there has been a petty fight that has been taking place between the BJP and the Congress ever since. Now, the BJP has attacked the Congress, saying that the Congress could not even reserve and buy the domain name donate for Desh. Now, in a retort, the Congress has obviously counterattacked the BJP. But the larger question that I want to rake over here, and not get into the petty politics of the Congress and the BJP, I want to talk about crowdfunding. And can it be a feasible, transparent method for political parties to then attract funds for their campaigning? My second question is also going to be to my panelists from the Congress and the BJP about the larger issue of transparency that the public continues to raise and the politicians keep attacking each other on as well, with regards to electoral bonds, with regards to other ways and means that the political parties get their funding from. So starting my conversation with the Congress spokesperson, I start with Subhanshi Yadav. Subhanshi, my first question to you about the big allegation that has been made by the BJP that the Congress was ill-prepared after it announced its Donate for Desh campaign for crowdfunding. You did not even have your domain name sorted. You did not even buy the domain name. You did not even have the social media handles taken care of.
Good evening. Firstly, I would like to mention here that BJP doesn't have any as such agenda. They just want to target the Congress party and their steps taken for the benefit of the country. Other than that, over here, I would like to just briefly mention few things about what our agenda is. This is an historic movement which our party has started, and this campaign is going to be run throughout the country, and we are going to collect funds, which is a necessity in the time. Like anyhow, you see, every party needs fuel to run. And where we, on the other side, we see that BJP is already a well-oiled machinery. So machineries like us, old machineries like us from like 70 years and like almost a decade, we've been serving the nation, and we also need the fuel. We are just directly going to the people. It is people's country. We are going to them and we are asking them for their support and their encouragement for us to make, for us to function better and, you know, make most probable opposition party in the country.
Okay. Shubhanshi, then, the big question arises is Aam Aadmi Party had also tried this crowdfunding method some years back. I don't know how much of success were they able to get out of this campaign. Then the question arises for political parties is this a good idea or is it a bad idea to collect funds through crowdfunding? How successful has it been? And had it been so successful, why has Aam Aadmi Party decided to halt it, decided to discontinue with it?
This initiative aims to empower the party in creating an ideal India. That is, which is rich in equal resource of distribution and opportunities to each and every in this country. This program basically commemorates the 180, which is actually the 138th foundation year of our party, and it actually derives around that how Gandhiji started this movement back in 1920, 1921. We are just going to take this forward. Now, coming to the Aam Aadmi Party or any other party, I don't know about other parties what they do is. What I know is BJP party, who's been slamming us for no reason during Corona, will they be able to answer like from where did they get funds of 477 crores? Is there any answer available to them? Is there any answer available? Like a month ago, a Supreme Court picked up this petition. The Chief Justice of India, along with the 5 judges, took up this petition. Like, who are the people who are donating in the electoral bond should be transparent. The Attorney General of India raised an affidavit in the Supreme Court of India and said that we cannot reveal the people who are donating to the parties. Why? Why to keep this secret? every party in democracy, everybody needs money to run a party. Nobody has mills like, and big shots like Adani with them who
Okay.
can fund them and work for them. Everybody needs that. My concern is that will BJP party answer, like from where, according to the electoral bonds of financial year 19 and 20, 18 recognized party has received a total amount of 3,400 crores. Let me quote here. Please let me complete. Give me a minute. They have received 3,441 crore donation through electoral bonds, and about 75% of this electoral bonds is directed to BJP party. Who is answerable for all this?
So
We are not
are
asking
you
it.
at this point of time questioning the efficacy of electoral bonds? Are
Of
you
course, I
questioning
am.
that electoral bonds are not the most transparent way of funds being allocated, transferred to political parties' bank accounts?
Yes, of course, I am. Not even me. The Supreme Court of India, the Chief Justice of India has questioned this. And
Okay.
it is
So
the right of the
what
citizens
does
of
the
this
Congress
country.
party feel is going to be an alternative and a more efficient alternative for
All
the electoral bonds that at this point of time are the feasible, are the acceptable way of political parties getting funds?
be transparent. That is the motto. That is the, if you are
You
getting
transfer
funds.
it from
If
where and to
somebody,
where?
I will, no, because it was initially, no, I will tell you, like before 2018, the parties used to get funds. The big houses, business houses used to give funds to the party, and that was under the CSR initiatives. There was a certain limitation to all such things. There was a transparency and clarity to what they used to give to the political parties and how the political parties used to function. But now the BJP is trying to capture here also. Like, unlike other institutions, they are trying to capture here also, and they are not allowing the general public and the general people of India to know that who are donating to the respective parties. We are ready to reveal, even the Congress party is also ready to reveal, Aam Aadmi party is ready to reveal. It is not that somebody is not able to carry forward this. We are willing to
Okay,
carry this forward,
okay,
but
fair enough.
transparently.
I've given you enough time, and quickly getting in Alok Mehta as well. Now, Alok Mehta, my first question. Don't you think this was a petty attack of the BJP in buying out the domain name cash, donate for Desh, and again a slugfest taking place between the Congress and the BJP on the domain name, when the larger debate is about the transparency of funds that political parties get?
Megha, it's a very right question, and I think for transparency we have no problem. If Supreme Court order or the Parliament decide, the all political parties, if they write and say, okay, we are ready. So, but question about this donate for Desh, it's a very interesting case because I am aware in last 50 years, since Indira Gandhi days, I was following the political parties and also the how they were, even the treasurer like P.C. Sethi, Uma Shankar Dikshit, and number of people, Sitaram Kesri. So these kind of, earlier also the treasurer were there. How they were getting money, I'm not just going to say because how they were the capitalists, they used to pay them in black money or sometime in white money. So still, Kamal Nath ji was not given chance when Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister because they were saying Kamal Nath should have been the leader of the House. But what happened? Because he was close to some houses like including Adani and others. Now they are crying that okay, Adani is paying to BJP and all. Frankly speaking, number of people, the treasurers and the leaders were very close to corporate houses. Now, and even then, what I feel, this Desh, donate for Desh, is just like a party fund, what the spokesman also mentioned about it. But certainly, sometimes black money also go like this. Okay, we have received so much money from the people. The black money, what we found in Ranchi, the ED and all, thousands and thousands crores are lying in a room and almaris and the houses and everywhere. the person was also treasurer earlier, his family member, now he's an MP, and all this. So this is a very controversial issue. So to make the black money in the white, what I can understand, this is the solution. And the
Okay.
other way, for candidates, they are asking money for the, if you want to election, pay money
Alok
for the
Mehta,
party.
do you feel crowdfunding is an absolutely correct, efficient, transparent way of political parties garnering funds?
Not at all. That's what I'm saying. This is like a Benami. You ask some people and say, okay, they are paying for us. What happened with the Aam Aadmi Party? They are also getting money from number of people, and they say, okay, this is the fund from these sources and that sources. That's why I'm saying still electoral bond is legal bond. Anybody, Reserve Bank will have the knowledge of who is paying. Income tax department can check it also. But saying that because we will collect money, you know, the number of other organizations also collect money. Karpuri Thakur, the leader who fought election from 1952 to 85, till he was alive. You see, in 88 he died, but every election he won. And now he never asked money, but just asked money from the people, going door to door. Even Jayaprakash Narayan's wife, Prabhavati Devi, give 5 rupees only. You know, this kind of crowdfunding is there. But now you will ask money online, outside, and then this. This is not the transparency. And why you want to expend it? The Congress party should, if they have the roots in the villages, the rural areas and all, they have support. Why not? They should go without money and say, okay, we have no money because of our values and ideology. But sometimes they have no ideology nowadays. Forget about the others. Shankar Dayal Sharma was the party president. No houses were there. But now you see the party, you see the scam 2003 in OTT. What they were doing. Mr. Khadge was minister there.
Okay, all right.
They must have 500 crores more than these leaders
Okay,
in Karnataka and other states.
Okay, all right. So coming to Advocate Manas V. Thapar, he's just joined me, and Advocate Thapar, with regards to how non-transparent the ways of the political parties are when they are attracting funds and getting them transferred into their accounts or wherever they put them for campaigning purposes. Now, whether it is the Congress or the BJP or any other political party, they all are hesitant in showing to the country, to the people, to the citizens, where is it that they got the money from. It is not about a political party being completely transparent, but because the BJP is in power right now, the opposition, including the Congress, have this arsenal with them to attack the BJP, to attack the government for their non-transparency, for opaqueness in then telling the countrymen where they get their funds from. How do we resolve this very difficult situation? Because while political parties are going to come and talk about how they are non-corrupt, how transparent they are, how they only utilize funds for their campaigning purposes, for the people of the country, the truth is none of the political parties in a position that they are in would want to divulge where they get the money from, how much they get, how much gets pocketed into their accounts, into their blockers, and how much is then spent for the Aam Aadmi.
See, political funding is a completely different dynamics altogether when we talk about that, and welfare schemes are totally different. So both does not need to be clubbed. But one thing which we need to understand is none of the political parties ever in this country have actually disclosed their political funding. Though before 2014, we had an understanding that Congress gets the lots of their funds from corporates and everything, and it's never disclosed, and there was a mass movement out of it, and BJP supported it. And BJP in the parliament, outside the parliament, had always mentioned and had this understanding that political funding should be in a transparent mode. Having said that, coming in 2023, we were expecting that BJP, which was against black money, BJP, which was against unnecessary political funding, which comes out, which was mostly going to the Congress route, would somehow create laws which would be for the welfare of the people in a way that citizens would come to know that who is funding them, or them means the political parties. But with the political bonds, electoral bonds, what we have seen is they have basically legalized the entire concept of political funding in a black-rooted manner, wherein whoever is funding is not known. So this is always going to give an advantage to any political party who's going to be in power. So what was expected from BJP was to create and empower the election commission, wherein, like TN Sessions' vision of India in terms of election commission, how it should function, that kind of, with that understanding, because BJP comes from an understanding of struggle. BJP understands how to fight an election without any funds, because Congress predominantly in an independent India, post-independence, have been the most, in most of the years, the ruling party, and they have enjoyed the most funding. So what was expected was they would fine-tune the electoral understanding, electoral funding, and would not create electoral bonds, kind of a Draconian a law which is against the concept of the entire concept of fighting a fair election, because the citizens would never know who's funding what political party, and who are those funders are being given any kind of advantages or not. So this will always come out only when some other political party comes in power and they does their due diligence and investigation, and then they say that electoral bond is wrong. So electoral bond is wrong. That's a space which we all agree on. But the point here comes in, when BJP is in power, will they say that that's wrong? No, they will not say that. So in future, if Congress comes in power, BJP has given them a red carpet with electoral bonds. So will Congress not misuse this? Yes, Congress will also misuse it, because BJP in the past have misused it. So every time we come to a discussion on black money or electoral bond, what happens in the discussion is no one talks about now. Everyone talks about, since Congress did it in the past, we have legitimized it to do it right now.
Okay.
That is not how the future of this country should function.
Okay,
we
fair
should
enough.
say that elections should be fair. We should say the practices should be fair, and the election commission should not be a caged parrot, not only favoring the parties which are in power. It should be independent, and we should, as the mother of all the democracies, our election commission should be the most empowered agency of the world, not only of our country, because we, as mother of democracy, have to show the world how fair practices leads to a great democracy.
Fair
This
enough.
finding should be done.
Fair enough.
And
Okay.
one last point, this will not be done by Congress or opposition, because they are not in power. This has to be done from the bigger brother in this democracy, that is the BJP. The onus is on the BJP, because they can make laws. It is on them to drive that. What was the vision of great Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji?
But the point is, this is an ideological situation. We are talking about ideals over here. But is it really going to happen in terms of the kind of involvement that the political parties have, the kind of benefits they stand to gain while being opaque in this system? Answering me on this question would be Raman Malik. Raman Malik, my first question to you about this political fight that you are having with the BJP. Talking about donate for Desh.
BJP?
Sorry, beg your pardon, the Congress. Donate for Desh. Now, obviously, you going ahead and then reserving that particular domain name or taking over that social media handle. I mean, this is just a political, petty political ploy that the BJP has played on the Congress. It doesn't really serve any purpose. And even if you're trying to put Congress in a bad light, it's like I said, it's a petty way of attacking the Congress. But the larger matter over here is about transparency of funds, which crowdfunding is going to allow for the Congress to do.
Okay. So, Megha, let's come to the basic premise. I think I would seriously have objections in you calling it petty. And the domain is not held by BJP, it is held by an independent media agency, which is known as Op India. It is not BJP who has the domain name Donate for Desh. That is number one. Number two, I also seriously find it offensive that a seasoned news anchor like you could not understand the basic premise of the statement itself, Donate for Desh. If you're donating for Desh, that means you're donating for nation. Is Congress the nation? The question which arose
See, the point over here,
listen,
you
please,
again,
Mega,
you're telling me,
Mega,
you're
do not do
you're
this.
telling me
I
that
would
I have
request
not
you,
been
do
able
not
to
do this.
understand the
Do not do
entire
this,
premise
please.
of why the
Mega,
BJP has
Mega,
then
do
taken
not
over
do
the
this.
domain name. No,
It
I'm
puts you in
asking
a
you
bad
over
light,
here,
Mega.
when
Mega,
there,
it puts
you
in a
took
bad
up the
light.
same, you took up the same argument when the India alliance was made. You spoke about how India alliance does not stand for the entire country.
Please,
That
please,
is your
do
premise
not do
for the
this. Do not
discussion,
be.
for the argument that put forth
No,
then,
no, no. Do
and an
not do
argument
this.
put forth over here.
It
My
is,
only question is that if you end up
you
buying that
are
domain
not
name,
going to get
if you
through with
end
this,
up buying
Mega.
that domain
Mega, you are
name,
not
does
going
it
to get
really
through with this.
does it really
This is
make
not
any difference?
acceptable. This is not at all acceptable.
I'm just asking you
You
a
cannot
point
hackle
blank
me.
specific
You invite
question.
me on a debate and you
Yamin
start
Malik,
hackling me.
please
That
listen
is
to
not
me.
acceptable.
Please listen to
you
me.
hackling me
First,
on a
you have
debate is
joined
not
my
acceptable.
debate at 6:19. The debate started at 6 p.m. The pointed specific question I ask you is, does
And
your
that is
buying
what
out
the
the
question
domain
is.
name,
Indra is India, India is Indra.
donate
That
for
same
Desh,
notion is being
is
carried
it really
on.
going to? Is it really going
No,
to
no,
make
no,
any
no, no.
difference
You're wrong.
whatsoever?
You're wrong. You're wrong here.
You are taking
India is
the
Indra,
discussion
Indra
to
is
another
India. The same notion is
tangent.
being carried out. You cannot save the Congress on your debates.
I
Number
am not
one.
saving anybody. My job is not to save the BJP. It is not to save the
Please,
Congress.
please
it is
let
not
me
to save
finish.
anybody.
Then
I am over here the
at least
representative
forward
of
me
the
the
people of our
courtesy.
country. And what I want to
At
ask you
least
is,
forward me
point
the
blank,
courtesy that you gave Mr.
how does
Thapar.
it help the BJP to take over the domain name that Congress has utilized? Donate for
Are
this.
we the BJP owner of that domain name? No. Is it coming to us? No.
But
Please
would
check.
you agree this is a political ploy that you have utilized?
What do I
against the
do if the
Congress?
other person is an idiot? Is it my fault? If the entire Congress is like a Rahul Gandhi, is it my fault?
Had the Congress not used the hashtag donate for Desh, would you have still gone and bought that domain name?
Well, if you put your feet on an axe, who's going to be called sensible? The axe or you? So
Okay.
do not try
That does
and
not-
find.
you
You
are
are
not-
in
you are not
politics and then
answering
you
my
say do
question.
not do politics.
Okay, I'll still say this was petty politics, this was point scoring, and BJP
So
ended
that
up
is
doing
your outlook.
doing it. But my question over here, Raman Malik, the larger one, about the transparency in the
Yes.
funds that are received by any political party. There has been a lot of debate that has happened over electoral
Yes,
bonds.
let me answer that
Yes,
too.
yeah.
If you permit me to answer and if you do not intend to heckle me, let me answer it this way. That the transparency in the funds, we have seen the Radia tape, we have seen the famous time of Mayawati ji going in for buying a house on SB Marg and saying that this was donated to me 10 rupees on my birthday. People from my party donated 10 rupees and I bought this. Transparency of funds have been a question over a period of time. The system of these electoral bond is a transparent one where the vendetta politics also does not come in. People have been, people have been put through difficult situation for not supporting the Congress ideology in the center. At a lot of time, people who are donating into political scope have been going through with tedious time
Megha, can I come in?
when
Yeah.
in
Let him
states
finish
they
it,
have
I'll
not
come
been
to you.
able to give the funds to a particular regime, and these kind of things have repeatedly happened. You would remember when the Congress was in power, and this is about the time span between 2004 and 2014, a lot of corporates had this issue that we cannot survive with the system because we are being pushed to give liquid as well as money in kind as well as money through checks. And this was a major issue. And you remember the infamous time span of P.V. Narasimha Rao when the electoral funds were received in a suitcase. Now, those all issues have been there. impropriety has been there, and that impropriety has reduced by these electoral bonds, which do not divulge the donor. At the same point, it is all paid through bank transactions. It is not cash paid. So one has to understand that this is the most legitimized way possible today. If the honorable members of parliament have any better, they can come
have been showcased. There is electoral bonds that have also been introduced, but the Supreme Court has also raised objections. And its observation said that these are not the most transparent way of transferring funds to a political party for their campaigning purposes and other election-related purposes. Quickly getting in once again, Advocate Thapar. So you've heard it from Raman Malik defending the BJP and the usage of electoral bonds. My moot question being, how do we improve these transactions that take place between individuals, entities, private players, companies, entrepreneurs and political parties?
Only and only if we have a political will. And right now, while saying this, I would say only and only if BJP has that will. Why? Because they are in power, they are in large number, they have that political will, they have that political mandate. And having said that, in terms of infrastructure, India has the best infrastructure to create a transparent way of funding.
Okay.
In terms of implementing systems, we have implemented a law like GST seamlessly in India. So we should congratulate ourselves that we have the systems, we have the people to do that. But do we have that political will to implement it? That's a questionable thing.
Okay.
And anyone with the amount of technology which we have in our country in terms of transferring funds, with UPI being there, it can be seamless. Any and every political party could create a online website wherein all their fundings could be disclosed, and it can be as transparent as possible. But do we want to do it? And does BJP wants to do that? No. The question is a big no. So there is where the opaqueness of funding is going to come in place.
Okay,
because
fair
there's
enough.
no political will for that.
You've said this and you reiterated your point. I only have as much time, but I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast. This discussion continues because when we talk about transparency, when we talk about fairness, when we talk about how many funds go and travel and come into the accounts and the lockers of political parties, that's a question to be raised. Therefore, because there is the question of playing on a level playing field, questions that have been raised by the opposition, questions that at this point in time are fielded by the BJP, which is in part, how is it that we are going to have a more democratized, equal, transparent way of transferability of the funds into political parties' accounts?
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.